Hello, I am Jonathan Stringer, and this is Stringer Than Fiction. My first video, if you look at my account, an older gaming tour video when I first moved into my house about 8 years ago. I still collect games. I haven't been actively, but it's kind of be an intro to my channel, what I'm going to do here, what I plan on, and also maybe this, or not maybe the second part will be my first book haul video. I've been accumulating some packages, well, not just that, but some bookstore finds over the past couple weeks, and I've set them aside to show. But first, I think this video is going to be mostly focused on book collecting, maybe some book selling, book hauls, and then reading reviews. But I'm not going to just restrict it to books. It could be some movie reviews, TV show reviews, gaming reviews even. Most physical media type news and things like that. Again, mostly books. I'm thinking at the moment. So I also do sell books on Whatnot and eBay. I'm not making this channel to necessarily shill any of that or promote that per se. But some of the stuff I'll be showing I will be selling, and I will maybe have some links to my shows coming up. It's very casual, low-cost books. Hang out. I imagine most of my viewers anyway are going to be those on my Whatnot Seller Discord. And welcome friends, and thanks for watching the video. That being said, I'm in the Houston area, a little north, a suburb north of Houston. Unfortunately, our bookstores aren't the best, either with prices or selection, probably because of the big population. However, we do have Second and Charles not too far from me, and a couple half-price books. Some of my hauls came from those locations, and then some library sales I hit up. I find most locally from those, or state sales, or Craigslist / Facebook Marketplace listings. Get those occasionally as well, but the old used bookstores, I haven't had as much luck. So let's get to some of my book haul finds. First one, this will be kind of a quicker one. This is from Book Outlet. I shop from them occasionally. You can get some maybe slightly out of print or somewhat modern books for really good deals. This is the first 3 books sealed box set of The Wheel of Time. I have a couple more of these box sets. This is why I picked this one up. I have all the hardcovers already, so my daughter's starting to read it. Maybe she'll collect these box sets, or I can just get a complete set. But it felt weird just having the 2, and I saw that one for a good deal. I was like, well, let me try to get the entire set in these cool sealed box sets like that. Next, I got this on a whim. I'm not really a short story fan, a reader. I'm trying to read more, and right now I'm actually reading The Best of Barry Malzberg, a couple stories in. But this is stories inspired by Ballard. It has a couple big names that I know. Moorcock, Malzberg is actually in here. I'm not going to go through all of these, but this looked intriguing. I've read a couple Ballards, well regarded, so for the price, I couldn't pass that up either. And I just bumped the camera. And then I got a Gene Wolfe. Wolf at the Door. Haven't read Wolfe. Got several. We'll see what I think of him. And this is really cool. It was one of the few hardcover Wheel of Time books I don't own yet. It's the companion. It's like $18, $20 on Amazon. I got it for $7 new from the Book Outlet. So pretty good find. So that was my 4 books from there. Here's a loose Singleton Faust. Got this from a Whatnot Seller, Three Snakes, a local one actually here in town in Houston. Shout out to Three Snakes there for that one. Swanwick. This is the latest library haul. So I've won 15-20 minutes away. Go there. The little old ladies, so nice, help you out. They had a bunch of Dunes. So original Dune and this Ace. Well, the first story, not the original printing, of course. It had this. I normally wouldn't buy these, but they're really nice shape, and it's the 3 matching of the Herbert's son Brian's Dune. Again, God Emperor paperback. These are all 50 cents. Couldn't pass them up. And then I see, you know what I don't find too often, some Choose Your Own Adventures. One of them's pretty rough. Probably sell for like $1 in the show. I'm not going to keep any of these. These are going to sell. But Space and Beyond, Who Killed Tharlo or Harlow Thrombey, whatever that means. And your code name is Jonah. And then 2 of the Space and Beyonds. One of them's kind of messed up. Pretty cool. I know, shout out to Ian. He's on there. He's a big collector. Has almost all of them. They had a couple, no, just one. No, actually a couple. There's another King. Bachman Regulators. I doubt they even knew this is King, which is kind of funny. A McCammon. Never hardly ever see McCammons in the wild. Mystery Walk. It is a reprint, but it's really nice shape. I was really surprised to see this. A small SF Masterworks. So this is more, you know, mass market sized, not the taller trade sized. Of Do Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, aka Blade Runner movie, what most people know it for. I do have the larger Masterworks, so I will sell this one, but it's a good find, 50 cents. StarCraft book, again, 50 cents, so I picked it up. I love the games. Not really planning on reading the books. Surprised to see these two. More Than Human Sturgeon. Put it in a nice Mylar. Really good shape for a book club edition. I think it has one little tear on it. Rendezvous with Rama. Again, book club edition. Really nice shape. Mylared it up. This has a little value, probably like 15-20 bucks. I got it for 50 cents. And the Dark Tower 3, The Wastelands from King. It's the last book I got. Lauren, my wife, actually found this one in the bargain section, and this was also 50 cents. But really nice shape. So that was a really good, I say that over and over again, library find. And next, this was a cool find online on, I think it was Biblio or Abe. I'm a big Glenn Cook fan, and they happen to have some signed Glenn Cooks for, you know, between $8 and $14. And they had a couple I already had, but I picked up. Man, I love this cover. A Matter of Time. Definitely looks cyberpunkish, but it's just a cool cover. Signed by Mr. Cook. 2 of the Dread Empires, Ill Fate Marshalling. Reap the East Wind. These covers are pretty sick too. I haven't read the Dread Empires yet. Just read his Black Company through twice, and I've read the Instrumentalities of the Night. And then here's one of his Garrett P.I.'s, Angry Lead Skies. I have a few of these signed. Maybe he's kind of Dresden Files-ish, but it's like a noir, detective, magician kind of story. So it'd be cool to check that out eventually. And then, so since I was getting those and the shipping was already covered, I kind of scouted around his shop a little more and picked up some other goodies for a pretty good price. This Follow Chronopolis by Barrington J. Bailey. I haven't read a Bailey yet, but I hear a lot of Whatnot recommend him. YouTube, think he's pretty good, so I definitely want to check him out. And then I got some dishes. I love the Genocides. I'll show that. Again, I got this as to resell. I think mine's a UK, so, but I already had the shipping going. 2 copies of Kent Concentration. I was a little bummed on this one. It was marked as very good. I mean, it's got I would have called this one good at the most, but I love the art on this one. And I think I paid $5. And then Kent Concentration, maybe I'll sell them at Whatnot. Hopefully at least get my money back, I think. And this one's for me, The Man Who Had No Idea. So this is a dish I did not own. So looking forward to reading some of those. I did really enjoy the Genocides. And that was all from that order. And I had another cool pickup. This was from showing Glenn Cooks. 2 more signed Cooks. I already had one of these. I got them from I think Flan Pillow or Tile C. One of the 2 on Whatnot. I got one sign that I didn't have. I think it was this one, and this one I already had, but for the price, I was like, I can't let a Glenn Cook sign go unsold, so I guess I'll sell that eventually, do something with it. I picked the one I like more to put on my shelf, and just because I picked the better one, sometimes it's like marginally different condition. So if I sell the weaker one, you know, it's a way to offset. I can buy extra books, not really worry about it too much, because then I can at least maybe sell it, make some of my purchase money back on the nicer copy, or even sometimes make a profit and keep the cleaner book. So this was another Whatnot pickup in front of me here. I picked it up for this Ballard, but since I had shipping going, which is the curse for me sometimes, I grabbed a few others. This is a for sale, a Stranger in a Strange Land. I think it was $1, so grabbed it. This looks really cool, and I'm going to keep it. Forester, The Sky and the Forest. It's like an adventure, but it's, what is it? A bizarre and fascinating tale of cannibals, slaves, and slaughter. So maybe it's Heart of Darkness-ish with the oh, we'll see. I do want to read that one. It'll look cool. Raymond Chandler. I'm debating if I want to keep this one or not. I hear good things about Chandler, but for the price, I had to pick it up. I don't know why I got this one. Red plush. Maybe it's just because it's in such a nice condition and has the red text block. But I'm not going to keep that. These actually have a little value. I just got them because of the covers. I don't really collect these. Suburban High School. Yeah, it's probably valuable for maybe the reasons you think. It's a little out there. These aren't, you know, obviously, these aren't science fiction, but Les Girls. It's pretty cool looking, but not for me. And we have Name Your Vice. These, some of those have $20, $30 comps, so I'm definitely going to sell those, make my money back on the lot. Street of Lust, this one also has a little bit of value. And then I don't know why I kind of got these. This one looked cool. I think it was the cover, Silent Moon Girl. Kind of had a science fiction ring to it. Maybe a kind of a Burroughs-ishness to it. But so since I got those, I kept pulling out more Edward S. Aarons. And I've never read him. I don't even know who he is. But these covers all match. I think it's kind of spy, James Bond-ish type books. So, and I'll show them quick. The covers are pretty cool. And they all start with an assignment, you know, usually with like a woman's name or a Burma girl or Palermo, stuff like that. I'm not going to read these. They're in pretty nice shape. They have a little bit of like an old building smell to them though. And then what kind of got me down this path on this seller, this Whatnot show, is I got this copy of High Rise, and I didn't even realize there was this larger trade size. Doesn't have a lot of value. Maybe paid a little too much for it, but it's Ballard I haven't been able to find. I've been wanting to read. I hear really good things, so I got that. I got this Murakami. I've heard, you know, YouTube, others, some sellers talk about this a lot, or talk about Murakami a lot, and I have a couple of his books in my TBR. And then this was kind of an icing on the cake. My wife collects Bradburys, and here I think she has this in paperback, but not in hardcover. I picked it up for $5 or $6 from the seller. Pretty good shape. Miloed it up, and it's going to go in her shelf downstairs. So, a really cool copy. All right, and then this is a small Whatnot buy from my buddy Nicolash on the site and the Discord. I got a UK PKD. He had several UK PKDs. This is the only one I was able to snag. Most of the others went pretty high, $20, $25, almost $30. So I was looking to get this one. I had a double, the one with him and another author. I'm not a big Ace Double fan because it's hard to organize them on the shelf. What author do you put them on? Now, if they're the same author for both stories, I don't mind those near as much. But I got this cool UK copy, so I'll probably sell my Ace Double. I also have that story in the Ace Double with Dr. Futurity. I'll keep that one. I have this. This is really cool. This Bob Shaw, Fugitive Worlds, UK. I am a sucker for UK printings. I think the art's better. Not always, but probably at least 75-80% of the time, in my opinion. But this is just cool. I read Other Days of the Rise by Shaw. Really enjoyed that one. Read it last year, so I want to look into more of his writing. The Trouble with Lycan by Wyndham. It's the penguin. Not the biggest fan of this cover art. I know some people collect these penguins, but it is a Wyndham I did not have, so went ahead and snagged that. Next up, we will go to, this is a quick Stephen King whatnot pickup. I kind of regret getting these with shipping and how much I paid. I already had 2 or 3 of them anyway. Maybe 1 or 2 might be upgrades, but what is this one? The Dark Half by King. None of these are bangers or anything as far as value, but Rose Madder, some of the more common Kings. Gerald's Game. I don't think I had this one, so this is a new addition to the collection. And 4 Past Midnight, this big chunker. So again, maybe a little regret getting those, but the ones I already have, I'll compare and sell. And then this is a cool pickup from my buddies Raxus and Mooney. They go by. They sell on eBay. I think they used to sell on Whatnot more, but talk to them all the time. They get some amazing finds. Those of you in the Northeast have some really awesome bookstores. I'm jealous about the bookstores you guys get to go and the deals you find there. So they found this really clean copy of The King in Yellow. Again, this was a big inspiration for True Detective Season 1, which is perhaps one of my favorite single seasons of TV I've ever watched. It's due for a rewatch. I've only watched it the one time, but this is mentioned and inspiration there. I had a copy. Mine was more beat up, and before I even recorded, I sold that copy on eBay already. So I listed it, sold it the same day. It's not only was it popular from the True Detective show, apparently there's another YouTuber with a decent following that's been did a review on this, fond review of it, and has also pushed up its people's interest and value. So very happy to get this copy. Thank you, Raxus and Mooney. Then also, I've been collecting these Carl Edward Wagners. These are hard to find. Frazetta covers on these. His Kane series, really cool. Love the sword and sorcery stuff. And last, 2 hardcovers. A hardcover book club edition Nova by Delaney. It's got some nicks, not perfect, but I did not have a hardcover, so this will replace my paperback. I probably prefer to collect hardcovers, but sometimes the paperbacks look better. I definitely prefer to read hardcover in trades. But they do take up more space and they weigh more, so it's a give and take. But if I can, I'll lean hardcover as the preference. And this is another cool one, I, Robot, Asimov. I have not yet read Asimov. I need to. It's on my TBR shame list. But I have watched the movie I, Robot. I know I hear this is better than that, the Will Smith movie, but this cool book club edition is not one you find often. I think this was the most expensive book out of the lot. No, it might have been the Wagner, but they're all kind of up there. But they gave me a great deal on it, so I'm very, very pleased with that. This was a big find. I'll go to this order here. Or not order, this was my haul from the Second and Charles. That's not too far from my house. Was very surprised to find these 2 UK Coronet Wyndhams. Stowaway to Mars and Sleepers of Mars, sorry. I do not have these, so these are adds to my collection. As you'll see, I like to bag, book condom my books up. Thanks Daphne for the book condom coin. I know some people mixed on them, but when I'm putting them in the shelves, I've fold the corners or you kind of nick them, the shelfware, and I find you put these in the bags, they slide in better. They keep the book from that shelfware from scratching up the edges, the corners, what have you. So I bag up everything, and everything I sell I try to bag up as well. So if you see them bagged, it's probably because they're either going on my shelf or they have probably some value over $10 or $15. So I don't want them to further get any kind of damage or nicks. I got a couple Bruce Sterlings. Love Cyberpunk. I have not read Sterling yet. These are extras. They're really nice shape, so I'm going to compare them versus my copies, see which one's better. This is James Silkey's Death Dealer series. I think this is number 4. I've heard they're not really great books, but I love Frazetta artwork, so it's just kind of a cool collector item. Will I ever read it? Maybe. I already had a copy of this, but you know, all these Second Charles paperback books I found for between $1 and $3. So when, you know, books like this that have some value, I just swoop it up. I already got claimed on the Discord by my buddy Tony, Longview Books. He's lacking it for his collection. Another Cook. You guys have been seeing some black companies. This was just a really nice Silver Spike. I already have this signed, but again, for $1, can't pass up a clean Glenn Cook for $1. Always grab these. This is the most valuable of the Chronicles books, book 1. These sell on eBay like no other. So again, when I find it for $1 or $2, I get it in good shape. I got a handful of William Gibsons. I've been collecting a lot of Gibsons. I love Neuromancer. It spawned one of my favorite genres and world and environments. I need to read more Gibson. And I've been hoarding his. The Neuromancer show's coming out, so I'm like, hey, it's going to drive up interest. I'm going to get all these Gibsons now, and then when he's real popular, I sell them. And that's until the show sucks and everyone hates it, and then I have a whole box full of Gibsons. But Mona Lisa, these are all really nice. They had a few others that are kind of beat up. I just picked up the nice condition ones. I was really pleased to find these Moorcocks. Got 4 of them here. Silver Warriors, another Frazetta cover, one of my favorites. I got this one actually has some value. I have a couple of these now. Time of the Hawk Lords. This one has a little spine wear, but pretty nice. And then Stormbringer Daw. I think I'm keeping this. And then the Bane of the Black Sword, I think I'm selling this. These are the 2 of the Elric Daw books. Again, $1 each. Was ecstatic to find those. I was really surprised to find this. Not one you see often. This is Nebula Award Stories 10. Edited by James Gunn. It has Zelazny, Dixon, Farmer, Silverberg, Le Guin. So some pretty good ones. And actually, it was, you know, great shape. And then, I mentioned earlier, I collect the Masterworks. There's about 200 of them. I have about half that. I have a shelf, you know, gonna fill that up. Hopefully it'll fit them all whenever I eventually find them all. But these are all ones I did not have yet. Zelazny, Lord of Light. I have a paperback version of this with that black livery that I really like. They do a lot of the Zelazny's in. And then I have a hardcover book club edition, which has an awesome cover. Actually, there's 2 different book club edition versions of these, and I think both the cover arts are amazing. But this is a pickup from my Masterworks collection. Olaf Stapleton, Odd John, classic science fiction. I've not read Stapleton yet. Here's the Best of Zelazny. This one is actually, I'm surprised to find it there. They only have the 1 copy. This is not one I see very often. This one I do see often. Clark. This is the Hammer of God. Love Childhood's In. Of course, 2001 Space Odyssey. Another Gibson, but this is with Sterling, the Difference Engine. I have this in hardcover, but this will be part of the Masterwork collection. Sterling Lanier, Hero's Journey. This is the first one. There's also the sequel in this. I did not find that there. This is a Pennington book for D&D that inspired D&D, an old classic fantasy. And then the last one from Second and Charles was this Dark Forge, Miles Cameron. I love his Trader Sun series. I listened to that last year on audiobook. Series I haven't read yet, but I've been, you know, whenever I find an author that I, you know, if I listen to their books on audiobook and I really like them, I'll then try to collect their stuff physical. I read physical books, I read Kindle, I listen to audiobooks. I have a long commute to work when I go in, and nothing makes the traffic and the drive go by quick other than listen to a book. So it makes it not so bad. Then I think my last remaining books to show off today, some Singletons. Amazing deal. I found this on Whatnot. This is James Blish, The Devil's Day. This is Black Easter and it's not Dr. Mirabilis. It's The Day After Judgment, right? So Easton Press. It is not signed by Blish, but I think this is like an $80-ish value. I got it for $15 plus shipping on Whatnot. I was so excited to find that one. This is a new book purchased, pre-ordered. If you've been around YouTube and you watch science fiction or fantasy stuff, you probably heard of it. The Devils by Abercrombie, Joe Abercrombie. I did like his First Lost books. I need to figure out which ones I've actually read or not. It's been a while. I think I read them on Kindle. I think I listened to some of them. I need to go back and figure out where I left off, what I still need to read, but great stuff. New book in a somewhat new direction. And I even hear James Cameron already picked up rights to write a movie for a story. So, sorry, write the script for a movie based on the story is what I want to say. So that'd be cool. And this was a really good eBay find. So I have a box set of the first 3 Dunes. I've read them. I've read the first 3 or 4 books. I haven't read 5 and 6. But I got the Children of Dune hardcover book club edition. It does have a missing chunk on the dust jacket, but I paid $10 plus like $10 plus $5 or $6 or $7 shipping on eBay for the 3 of these, and it was such a great find. I just happened to see them quick. Probably each of these are worth 20 to 30 maybe. Got Emperor of Dune. This is a really nice dust jacket on this one. And Dune Messiah. Also pretty good. So those are good finds. And then my last one, big one, I'll take it out of this protector bag. But I do collect a few Subterranean Press books. One of the series that I do collect is the Malazan series. Now these are the second printings. There's a little bit of controversy with some of the Malazan books and some of the print runs and the quality on them. You know, I think mine looks great. I really wish the art was kind of fully around, but this signed by Steven Erikson, one of my favorite series of all time. Had to get these. So this is book 4 of the 10. I think they're going to release them all. The other sub-press books I collect are the Robin Hobb, Realm of the Elderlings. Unfortunately, I didn't get the 3 first Farseer books, and they're awfully expensive these days, but I was able to snag and get on the Ship of Magic and the Live Ship Traders series. So I have the 3 of those, and then they keep doing them with her. I'll also pick up more of the Realm of the Elderlings of the Hobb sub-presses. I'm trying to contain myself because those are quite expensive to collect. That is all from the haul. I have another one coming in that I think is going to be pretty exciting to show in a future video. So upcoming, my first little foray, I guessed Buddy Red visited or participated in a show by SF Words of Wonder by Ira. We talked about The Dying Earth by Jack Vance. Loved it. It was great. I'll probably have a link down below if you want to go check that out, because my next video will be reviewing The Eyes of the Overworld, which is basically the sequel-ish in the same world to The Dying Earth. You can call it a sequel. It's just another set of stories in the same world, but no real direct link to the Dying Earth. After that, I will be doing a video on Jack Womack's The Random Acts of Senseless Violence. That's my last book I finished. And then eventually, whenever I finish the Malsberg Best Of, I'll do a review on that. But yeah, the next one's going to be Eyes of the Overworld, then The Random Acts of Senseless Violence, and then Book Haul Video 2. So this is my second time trying to record this. I may sound a little weird, and that's mostly because I've already done this once. I was trying to use my wife's old Nikon D3400. Pretty nice camera. But after I sat here and recorded most of it, maybe it was 20-25 minute recording, I heard the camera turn off. Like I was like 3/4 of the way through. Got up and looked, and it only recorded the first 10 minutes of the video. So I was very bummed. Now I'm recording on my phone. Looked pretty good. I even picked up a mic, an external mic to get better sound. I think the camera will be good, but the mic is a must to try to film on the camera, so hopefully it turns out well. It should be fun. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I have a Whatnot Show Friday, was it the 6th at 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. Hopefully this video comes up before then. Some of the stuff on this table is probably going to be in that show. I've already pre-listed some. I'll have a link there as well. No pressure to buy. Just coming in, hanging out, talking books. It's a lot of fun. Just getting on, showing books, selling books, goofing off, having, cutting it up, talking. So that'll be Friday night, and I appreciate any of you who sat through this whole thing. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next show.